Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I am going to be presenting to you Yak Attack's top 20 draft picks, mock draft for the 2021-22 NHL draft. Now this is definitely very early, and I also don't know what this video is going to be called, but yeah, this mock draft is very early. Things are going to change a lot as the season goes. This is my October version of it. So a lot of the people in this list have actually only played 3 to 5 games, but a lot of them have played like 10 to 15. So it really depends. It's hard to make a mock draft out of what I have been given so far through the season. But looking at a lot of other charts and analyzing and taking in about 50 players, I've selected my top 20 of the players, and here we go. At number 20, who actually wasn't even on this list, I had to add its 20th guy because I realized I only had 19. I added Seamus Casey. Seamus Casey is currently playing in the USHL as a defenseman. So far this season, he's put up 3 points in 3 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. He is on the smaller side. He's only 5'10", 161 pounds. But he's had a point per game so far. For my reference, I tried to use Luke Hughes to see how much points a guy like that would get in a season, but 3 points in 3 games in the USHL is solid, especially for defense. And he has taken that progression forward. Last season, he had 20 points in 30 games in the USHL, so he's definitely progressed. So that is my number 20. I expect him, we'll see if he can keep it up the whole season, because if he does, he could end up higher. At number 19, a guy, I don't know, but at number 19, I have another defenseman currently playing in the Junior 20 National League in Sweden, and his name is Elias oh my god, I'm going to butcher so many names, they're so long. Salamonson. In 11 games, he has 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. He's 6'1", all very light though compared to the others, 161 pounds. Last year in the Junior 20, interestingly enough, he put up more points than he did this year. But there can be a lot of factors that go into that. And yeah, I don't know. And also, in the World Junior 18s, he didn't put up any points last year. But so far, he's been playing solid. He got more. He has more goals than he had last year in his league right now. And yeah, as a defenseman, putting up 8 points in 11 games. And that's solid. At number 18, from the OHL, centerman Bryce McConnell-Barker. Bryce McConnell-Barker actually was a hard one to gauge because he didn't play last year. I have no idea what to expect from him. But in 5 games, he has 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points. He's 6'1", 187. He's a pretty solid size. But Bryce McConnell-Barker is actually putting up close points to Shane Wright, which a lot of guys are. And I find that weird. And I think Shane Wright's underperforming so far. I think people expected more of him. I looked at McDavid's numbers, not saying I expect Shane Wright to put up McDavid numbers, but McDavid was tripling a point per game, and Shane Wright's just barely at a point per game. And so are a lot of these other guys, though, that I have on here. I have Shane Wright a lot higher because of last year, and I just think he has more to give. But this isn't Shane Wright right now. This is this is Bryce McConnell-Barker, and I have him at 18. At 17, from the USHL, left winger, Isaac Howard. Isaac Howard has played 3 games, and he's had 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Last season, he actually also put up over a point per game in the USHL, but right now, he's off to a good start with his team. Yeah, he's 5'10", he's definitely on the shorter side, but I don't take into account height. I like to see how many points they get. Points, I feel like, is the major thing, let's be honest. Like, defense matters, but you want a guy, if you're drafting a guy in first round, you want a guy who definitely has offensive potential, not just the defensive guy. But Isaac Howard, number 17. At 16, I have another guy from the Junior 20 National League in Sweden. I have centerman Noah Ostlunds. Noah Ostlunds, in 10 games, has put up 2 goals and 13 assists. And last year he actually put up the exact same amount of points in the exact same amount of games. He is also 5'10", and he also doesn't weigh a lot. But in the World Juniors last year, he put up 2 points in 5 games in the World Junior 18, under 18. But Noah Ostlund is an interesting player, and I am excited to see what he can do for the rest of the season. What am I at now? 29. 15. At 15, I have another player from the USHL, right winger, Frank Nazar. Frank Nazar, I could definitely see rising up my rankings. He's played 3 games only, so a small sample size. But he's also got 3 goals, 1 assist for 4 points. So he is also 5'10", so a lot of smaller guys here. I'm sure that'll still grow a little bit. But last year, here's the thing. Last year, Nazar also scored quite a bit of goals. In 31 games, he got 20 goals and 16 assists for 36. So he's off to a better start this year for sure. Going a goal per game is impressive. And he is just a good goal scorer, and I expect him to definitely keep up a solid goals pace, especially if he's definitely progressed from last year. But Frank Nazar, I really like what I've seen from him so far, and I have him at 15. At number 14, we go back to another defenseman currently playing in the, you guessed it, Junior 20 National. Alright, his goes by the name of, well, his name is Simon Forsmark, probably. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sure it's something like that. In 14 games, he has 3 goals, 4 assists for 17 points. One of the reasons I have him high is I feel like as a defenseman, 17 and 14 is impressive. But also, from last year, he's gotten a lot better. Last year, in 19 games, he had 9 points. And he just jumped, and now he's over a point per game. He's been dominating his league. And I really like Simon Forsmark. And I don't think he will necessarily rise, because it's hard to gauge because I don't really know. I know most of the leagues and how difficult they are, like in comparison to one another. But there are a couple, like the VHL. I have a question about the VHL. If you guys could answer that, please do. I'd love to know if the VHL is, like, great. Because I do have a player who is from the VHL on here who's up higher. And also the Nationals. Am I overrating the National League a little bit? Because I could definitely see that. But please tell me below. But at 14, I have Simon Forsmark. At 13... centerman from the OHL, Paul Ludwinski. Paul Ludwinski is another player who didn't play last year, obviously, because the OHL was shut down due to COVID. But in 5 games so far this year, he has 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points. He is a centerman, 5'11", 172, solid size. He's put up really solid stats on his team to start the season as a centerman. He actually has the same, I know I'm bringing this up again, same points per game and same exact points as Shane Wright. Not that he's as good as Shane Wright. He's definitely not, probably. I'd be shocked if he was, because Shane Wright played very good last year, but in the World Juniors. But Paul Ludwinski, you know, watch out for Paul Ludwinski. Number 12, from finally a new league that's not the USHL or the Junior 20. Do I actually have any players who haven't been from those 2 leagues? Oh yeah, I have some OHL guys as well. All right, but right now at number 12. At number 12, a guy who I might have actually put higher. Probably would have put higher if I did this again, just a little bit maybe. But I have Simon Nemec, defenseman from the Slovakia League. So far this year, in 9 games, he's put up 6 points, which Slovakia League is a men's league, I'm pretty sure. So 6 assists in 9 games is pretty solid. And also last year he put up some good points there as well. And he played in the World Junior under 20 last year, and he put up 4 assists in 5 games. So all these numbers are pretty solid, and he's still got this whole year to develop, and I think he could get better, and he definitely could be in a top 5 position if he plays really well in this thing. Highly unlikely though, but definitely possible. Number 11, a centerman from, the Junior 20 National League. A guy that I actually do like. His name is Ludwig Pearson. In 12 games so far, he's put up 5 goals and 12 assists. Oh god, voice crack there. 5 goals and 12 assists for 17 points. He is a centerman, 5'11", a little bit on the light side, 168 pounds. In the World Juniors last year, he put up 4 points in 7 games. He's just a really solid player. A good amount of goals, an assist per game in the Junior 20. He's playing very well for his team. I think the potential is there for this guy to become a real offensive beauty. At number 10, so moving into the top 10, we're going to kick off the top 10 with a guy that you guys might not suspect, that I didn't suspect. Well, I didn't suspect anyone, but I have a defenseman from the OHL, Ty Nelson. Ty Nelson, 5'10", fine. And he's in 4 games, he has 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Like I said, in the OHL. I don't know much about him. I know that he is a point per game as a defenseman in the OHL. To me, I feel like the OHL and WHL are pretty close in skill. He's a point per game, like I said. And obviously, being in the OHL, I didn't get to see him last year. So these guys are the guys that can fluctuate up and down a lot after the next couple months. At number 9, from the WHL, the guy who I actually expected a little more of when I saw his stats, but I have Connor Geekie. Connor Geekie is a centerman in the WHL. Like I said, he is 6 games. He has 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points. Now, 8 points in 6 games in the WHL is solid, but I don't think it's top material like the other guy on here. I think Connor Geekie has that potential to be at the top. It's like up top 5. He definitely easily could. He's a big boy, all right? He's a pretty big boy. He's 6'4", 205 pounds. He last year put up a point per game in the WHL, pretty much, just under. And this year, I expected him to, usually, sometimes when you see guys put up a point per game their year before their draft year, in their draft year, they'll put up 2 points per game. Just like this other guy up here. Just like Gunther did. But Geekie has disappointed me a little bit. He's still playing good, obviously, but I'm hoping that he can play better. And maybe rise up to my top 5 in my next mock draft, which is definitely all that Connor Geekie cares about, is being higher in my mock draft. At number 8, I want to say. Yep, 8. And I am warning you right now, I'm going to completely butcher this name because, man, this is a long name. And this is one of the guys. Let me just try to say the name. All right. The first name's easy. Ivan Miroshnichenko. All right, Ivan Miroshnichenko. We'll go with that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, all right? I don't mean to mess that up. It's just a really long name. But in 15 games in the VHL as a left winger, he has 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points. This is a harder one for me to gauge because in the VHL, I don't know how good the league of the VHL is. I've heard it's not as good as the SHL or KHL. I think it's the one. It might be the farm team, one of those I heard, but I'd love you guys to tell me in the comments, like I said earlier. But he's, last year in the World Juniors, he impressed, putting up 8 points in 7 games with 6 goals in 7 games. I might have had him a couple spots higher if I did this again, but as of right now, he's 8. But hey, that only gives him more opportunity to move up next time. At number 7, one that a lot of people might think I have too high, I have forward. Yes, I think he plays everything because it just said forward. From the Czech League, I have Filip Mesar. Filip Mesar is a light dude, but he in 9 games has 4 goals, 1 assist, and 5 points in 9 games. And that's kind of impressive considering the Czech League isn't greatest, but it is an adult league nonetheless. That's actually where David Krejci is playing. David Krejci is going a point per game there right now. I wanted to check that out just for a little bit of reference, But the Czech League, he's been playing solid. 4 goals as well, so like half a goal per game basically. Last year, he was playing in the Slovakia League, and he actually put up 14 points in 30 games, which is pretty good in the Slovakia League, especially for 16 he would have been at the time, or 17. He's a year younger, and considering like a top prospect right now, one of Simon Nemec has 6 assists in 9 games, and he is a defenseman, but he's one of the top prospects, and last year he was putting up those numbers. So I feel like Filip Mesar is worthy of the spot I've given him for now. He could definitely move down. I mean, he could move up, but could also move down. But yeah, he's put up really solid numbers in the Czech League, I think. At number 5. At number 5, I have another player. So we're finally moving into the top 5. And you notice there isn't really any goalies like last year. Last year there was like 2 top goalies, and there's been a top goalie each year. But this year there isn't really, as of right now, a solidified first round goalie. But at number 5, cracking the top 5, is defenseman, also from the Czech League, David Juracek. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But David Juracek from the Czech League, he's a defenseman. In 11 games, he's put up 7 points, 3 goals, 4 assists. He is a big boy as well, 6'3", 176 pounds. Last year, actually, in the Slovakia League, which I don't know if it's better than worse than this league. In the Slovakia League, he put up 9 points in 34 games, which means in the Czech League, which I'm pretty sure is harder. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he got those same amount of goals in a lot less games, and it took him in like a third of the games, pretty much. He got the same amount of goals. But yeah, he's impressed me this season for sure. He's looked, his point totals are really good. Obviously, I don't watch, like, pretty much anyone on here. But really, the points and the advanced stats isn't as important. But a lot of the stuff, if you just see the stats, you can get a good feel. And David Juracek, with the improvement he's had since last season and the good totals he's putting up, I feel he's worthy of a top 5 spot for now. At number 4, centerman from the USHL, Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley is a guy I really like. 3 games in the USHL, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, so a very good start. He's 5'10", so a little to the smaller side. Last year, he was actually a point per game, just over a point per game, barely over, in the USHL. And this year, man, he's off to a great start. Like, 5 points in 3 games, and almost a goal per game, an assist per game. I don't know what team he's playing for, or if they're really good, but he is lighting it up right now. I am a fan of Cooley. I like him, and I think that he's going to be a very good player, which is obviously why I have him 4th overall in this draft. At number 3, I have a guy that a lot of people actually don't have high, and I might have overrated him. Once again, the whole Junior 20 National League, he is in that league. But man, this guy went a goal per game and a ton of points. At number 3, for centerman, like I said, in the Junior 20 National League, I have Jonathan Lekamaraki. Definitely pronounced that wrong, but hey, in 13 games, he had 12 goals and 6 assists for 18 points. He's about an average height. He's a solid dude. He gets like a goal per game in his league. I know it's under 20, but still, 12 goals in 13 games I think is pretty good. And he, last year, so this guy is a legit goal scorer. Last year in the Junior 18 League for Sweden, not World Juniors, I don't think. I think it was like the same national league, but it was under 18 this time. He put up, in 8 games, he got 12 goals and 4 assists for 16 points. So this guy is definitely like a sniper, a goal scorer. But like, he scores a lot of goals. I really like him, and I think he is deserving of the top 3, even though no one else has him in the top 3. And before I say the top... Oh wait, he was in 4th. Okay. He was in 4th, that's my bad. Which means Cooley was in 5th. Man, I messed up all the numbers. But, yeah, I think Jonathan Licker is worthy of that 4th place spot. And before I get to the top 3, I'd just like to say that Brad... I don't know what his name is. Let me go check quickly. Brett Lambert is his name. Brett Lambert, I feel he's very overrated. I don't have him in my top 20. I just don't understand. I'm looking at his totals, and I'm like, he doesn't get any points. In the World Juniors when he played, he didn't get any points. What's the big deal? He didn't get any points last year in any league. He's like, why? Why is he at number 2 always? It's not like he's a defenseman, so he doesn't have an excuse. I don't understand why he's in the top 2, but hey, maybe next time I see this, I'll see something I didn't see this time, but like, I don't know why he's there, so I don't have him in here, Brett Lambert, just in case none of you do. But in cracking the top 3 now, the actual top 3, getting in 6 games in the WHL, centerman in the WHL, I believe is the brother of a guy the Oilers drafted a couple of years ago, who's Carter Savoy, I think is his name, but we got Matthew Savoy from the WHL. He, in 6 games, has got 3 goals, 9 assists for 12 points. Matthew Savoy is only 5'9", he's a small dude, but sometimes height doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter. So, last year he was a point per game in the USHL, and this year he came over to the WHL, and he's been absolutely great. And I don't know what to say, like, this is kind of the points I expected Connor Geekie to get down, and right now Connor Geekie is at, I believe, 8. I think I had him at 9. I don't know. I had him lower, but if he put up points like this, I'd have him higher. But like, Matthew Savoy has played great so far, despite his size. And he actually, out of anybody on this, I know the leagues play a role, but of anybody on this, he does have the highest point per game out of everybody. Obviously, he's in a dub, but still. 3rd overall. At number 2, I have another guy that so many people don't have him high, and I just don't understand why. At number 2, I have Joachim Campbell, and I could have this guy at number 1 if the player at number 1 continues his not up to par play. We'll get to that, though. At number 2, Joachim Campbell, he's a right winger in the Liga, and here's why I have him at number 2, actually, because in 13 games in the Liga, keep in mind, a very tough league, adult league, a men's league, in 13 games, he put up 10 goals on 5 assists for 15 points. And he's a solid size, which means teams won't be turned off by his size. In last year, as a young kid, he only played 1 game, but he still got a goal. This guy scores goals. And I'm excited. I could easily have him at number 1 if Shane Wright stops playing. I don't think it's a spoiler that he's number 1. If he continues playing the way he is, not that he's playing bad, but like he's not playing. He hasn't taken his improvement. It's like Atu Ratu didn't take that next step up when he was projected to go number 1. Shane Wright hasn't done that yet. But enough about Shane Wright. I'm talking about this guy. This guy is probably, like, I don't know why so many people, only one guy I saw had him at number 2 as well, and I have him at number 2. I think he's very good and should be noticed more for his goal-scoring abilities. Like, Jesse Puljärvi was an example I looked at. Even guys like Puljärvi and Laine, I believe, was also in the league when he got drafted. But these guys didn't put up this many points. So unless he's on a stellar team, which he's still scoring 10 goal per game almost, is amazing. So Joachim Campbell easily could go number 1. I have him at number 2 for now, though, and a well-deserved number 2. But at number 1 in this mock draft, like I said already, no shock to anyone, is Shane Wright. But Shane Wright, I am not scared to move him down later if I have to. Shane Wright, in 5 games, has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points in the OHL. But here's the thing. Here's another player who I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th in my mock draft, who has the exact same amount of points and the exact same goals and assists. The reason Shane Wright's so high is because he put up these points in his first year in the AHL, as well as dominated the World Junior 18, the World Juniors last year. And if he picks up his game, or maybe he dominates the World Juniors again this year, he's still number 1. As of right now, he's still number 1 in my books, but just know, you're being threatened right now. You are being threatened by my boy Joachim Campbell, alright? But he is a centerman. He's 6'1", so he's a pretty tall dude. And Shane Wright's number 1. So no shocking there. But yeah, thank you, if you're still here, for watching the whole thing. You're such a lad if you did that. I will not be posting for a little bit. I don't know when, but my ideas are starting to roll in. I've got a few things in the books. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure to check out my last video that was really long.